before me, my elders, but there's a lot of people in the Old Testament community today that would vastly disagree with much of what I may say, but they're also newcomers and new to the knowledge, and so I expect disagreement, right? You expect to collide intellectually with people who have less time absorbed in said information. So that comes with it. But I want to say this because I've been Sarnetta as of February 2024 in the Israelite community for exactly 30 years, which is not yesterday. Because I've been in the Israelite community as of February 2024 for now 30 years, I can tell you what the Old Testament community says. And I can disarm many of them when they say it. I'll give you an example. In speaking to messianics, many in the Old Testament community will say that Yeshua is a person that didn't exist. And even if he did exist, there's no way that he died and he's coming back or he came back or whatever. But then you ask the Old Testament community this: who is Elijah the prophet? And then you ask them, what do the Old Testament prophecies say about him? In fact, with regard to how he left this world, does the Old Testament say that he died? Does the Old Testament promise that Elijah the prophet would come back? It's in the Old Testament, Sonetta, that the Old Testament prophet Elijah the prophet is coming back. But when Old Testament Israelites speak to messianics, they say, you crazy. What man could leave the world and come back? That's y'all sick. But then they go back to their temple on Saturday and teach that Elijah the prophet is coming back. So I ask, who's sick?